Welcome back to SnowRunner. You join us today in the Pacific P-16. Now this truck is one we gained a couple of episodes ago now when we was exploring Drummond Island. The plan today is to connect Drummond Island to the port, and to do that we need to complete the mission at 10 Hut. Now this requires us to do things in two stages. We need metal beams and concrete slabs stage 1, and then stage 2 is metal beams and concrete blocks. So we're going to focus on stage 1 first of all. There is a trailer nearby that we previously found that has concrete slabs in it. So we're going to head and pick that up and take that to the drop-off location. Then right near the drop-off location there's also a trailer that has the metal beams, and that's stage 1 complete. We'll deal with stage 2 when we get to it. That'll be stage 1 complete. Pacific P-16, what do we think of this truck so far? It's early days, obviously I just started driving it. It feels powerful, it feels like it's got a good engine behind it. It's very wide and cumbersome. I would say that. It's not quick, but it feels like you've got some pulling power behind it. It's just, I don't know. It's something I can't put my finger on it at the minute. It looks beaten up and old, I must admit, but we haven't taken it to the garage yet because we haven't recovered it. There's no point recovering it because it means we've got to go back to Smithfield Dam to do so, and it's a long drive to get back here. So while it's here, we'll use it. Once we don't need it here anymore, it may then be worth taking it back to Smithfield Dam's garage and having a look over, add anything we can add to it and go from there. But for the time being, it is what it is. So we've got the trailer on now, which has the concrete slabs. We need to plan this route carefully. I don't want any mistakes today if we can avoid it. Okay, there's little bridges there to go across. I'm not overly worried. Don't think there's going to be too much of a problem. And then we've got this right hand turn here which takes us to the petrol station. So we can go and grab that there. And then we go along. We've got to squeeze past the TranStar that's parked up just there as well. This road's generally okay. And we take a right here and we can head along. Most of this journey is actually on quite decent roads from what I can remember from going previously. So I don't think it's going to be too bad. And there we go, and there is the bridge site just there. And the other trailer we're thinking of is actually where we pick up the mission 10 Hut from. It's not too far away from the bridge itself. But this will be a good test for what we think of the P-16 so far. Again, we don't know what tyres it's got because we haven't recovered it. We don't know how good the tyres are. But yeah, it feels like it's got an immense amount of pulling power. We've had some issues with pulling trailers that are connected to the back like this one is before with the Fleet Star, and even the TranStar struggled at times with trailers like this, whereas the P-16 feels a bit more comfortable with trailers on the back like this, to be fair. But that, you know, that could be something we don't have to work out when we get heavier trailers potentially. There's no guarantee it's still going to do it. Oh, okay. We have got a slide issue that I've just noticed as we've gone onto the bridge at a slight wonky angle here. I think we're wider than these bridges. That's a concern. Now I did think this was quite wide in general, but I didn't think we'd have an issue with these bridges. Okay, we've got to slowly line this up. Get them wheels on. Slowly does it. How are we looking? If you look at the back wheels, we're going to be overhanging. So I think this is probably the widest truck we've seen so far, because we've never had this issue with these bridges before. But we're over the first one. Remember there's a trailer on the back as well, so we can't do turns too quickly and for that. This is getting a bit dodgy now. No, come on, so close. I do think it's too wide onto these little bridges, which potentially could cause us an issue going forward. I'm trying to think where has little bridges. Island Lake has quite a few because we built them. I don't know, can't remember. Smithfield Dam, does that have any? I don't think it does actually. Oh, it does. It has one. Actually, near the quarry. Come on, trailer, don't fall out. I think we got away with that. I don't know how we got away with it, but we did. Black River, does that have any? I don't think Black River has any bridges that I can remember. The other three, including this one, do. Although that's the only bridge that's an issue. I think there's the other bridge we're going to go across is wider, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. But yeah, I knew this was wide, but I didn't think that bridge, or them two bridges, would be an issue. That's something to think about going forward. Obviously, there's no way we can make this less wide. It is what it is. But that's something to think about. We made it across, admittedly. But you will be so slow with your angle, it looks like, to actually get that right. So, okay, that's something to think about. I hadn't planned for that, to be fair. I didn't think it was going to be that big a deal. Okay. So far so good. The Pacific P-16 has dealt with the mud so far. Not that it's been really heavy mud yet. Turning circle is not fantastic, as you can see. It does seem to struggle with turning circle. Doesn't mean it's going to make it a bad vehicle. It just means in really tight areas, it's not going to be the vehicle to use, is it? That's the thing. But we're here at the petrol station, our first stop-off point, so we can refuel and get going again. It's always good whenever passing one of these to make sure we top up, because you never know when the next time you're going to be near one is, in my eyes. So I think every time, and it's free as well, so every time you get a chance to top up, I think it's definitely worth doing. Okay, so now while from the main run, we're going to go and hit the bridge that's already built, which will not literally hit it, but you know, pass over it. We won't be hitting bridges today. We'll pass the TranStar as well. I'm hoping there's enough room off the side of the road to get past it. But by the TranStar as well, if I remember correctly, there is actually some really funny deep mud. So I'd be interested to see how this deals with that. We're getting a bit of mud here as well. Obviously, like I say, tyres wise, I've got no clue what tyres is on this currently. Here we go, here's the mud, and there's the TranStar. It's not that bad actually, it seems to be okay with it, which is surprising. I did think even with the power it's got, we might have some issues, but this bridge isn't as wide as I thought it was actually. Okay, it's wider than the two we just did, but I thought it was wider than that, to be fair. Good job there's no other traffic coming past. We would have an issue if that was the case. Okay, come on up the hill. Oh, okay. Slight issue up the hill here. Slowly does it. You got to do in the end. Probably could have chucked into low gear. That might have helped, to be fair. Right, this is more muddy now, so we'll see how this copes. Slowing down, to be fair. I'm going to change the gear. Yeah, okay. Similar to the others, then it does struggle with the mud a little bit. Again, it could be a tyre issue. If we get proper off-road tyres or something like that on it, or mud tyres, potentially that wouldn't be any sort of issue at all. But it's still moving, which is the important part. I'm assuming this is going to be quite a big bridge considering it's only two parts. But we can't do anything with the port until this bridge is done. There is a way to get there, but it's a windy, narrow track that this truck especially would never get there with it on, I don't think. So yeah, we definitely need this bridge. That's why I thought we'd do this first. But we are getting a bit stuck here. It is slowing down. There we go, low gear. Does that help? A little bit. Interesting. Like I say, it could just be a tyre issue. It's weird. You get in certain vehicles, you can feel the power they possibly can deliver. You know, the TranStar feels powerful. Feels like it can pull a lot. And obviously, whatever the power to weight ratio is, that's a good thing. The higher that is. And I can't, without checking offhand, I don't know. And because we not took the P-16 back, I haven't checked it. I know you can go onto the vehicle and it will say what its ratings are, the free ratings, but I don't like doing that because if you add a trailer on it, it changes the ratings. If you change the tyres, it will change the rating. So I don't look at them until we've done all the upgrading things, which means going back to the garage. But yeah, there's some vehicles you get and you can just feel how powerful they are. Like I say, the TranStar feels really powerful. This feels powerful. And then you have things like the Fleet Star, which was a very good starter truck, good for them smaller jobs, especially with a crane and a sideboard on the back. Works perfectly. But you know it's not powerful. At the start I thought it was, especially compared to the GMC and the Chevrolet Kodiak. It was only after using it for quite a while and then finding a bigger truck like the TranStar, you kind of then realise, well, actually, it's not as powerful as you first think. And we have had issues with it before, so it's proved that it doesn't like big loads, long logs, things like that. The other interesting thing is what backs can we have for this? Because obviously, I'm assuming we get a trailer on the back. I'm not too sure which type, because I don't know if that round circle at the back is a saddle or not. If it is a saddle, I don't know if it's high or low. Unless it's both, potentially. So it'll be interesting to see what trailers we can get as well for this. Or backs, I mean. But we're here. This is where the 10 hut mission comes into play. You can see the bridge to the left that needs building. We've got our first drop-off point with our concrete slabs as well. this turning circle is really bad. That's something that is going to go against it massively on these tighter turns on some of these maps. But I do like it at the same time. It's weird. Concrete slabs delivered. Now, the metal beams aren't too far away from where we are now. There is where we picked up the Mission 10 hut, and we actually passed on the way here. There's a small road going off to the side. We've got an upgrade from near there as well previously. That has a sideboard trailer, similar, exact same as the one we've got on currently, but that one has metal beams in, so that will finish the first stage of building. But for that we need to turn around. And yeah, this turning circle is horrendous, which worries me on anything that was anywhere tight to go. I'm thinking Island Lake, there's some tight corners there, especially coming out of the warehouse there and things. I don't think Smithfield Dam probably isn't too bad for tight corners, to be fair. And then you've got Black River. I don't think that's got tight corners either. So actually, the Pacific P-16 could be pretty good in them kind of maps. Right, that's the trailer we're after. It's not too far away. It's just there. Making sure it's got metal beams on it. Yeah, like I say, fairly simple to get to. We just need to get there. But yes, so far the Pacific P-16 is really holding its own in this terrain. We've had some slow moments going up hills, and the lack of cornering is an issue. But all in all, I'm happy. I'm impressed. I'm looking forward to getting back to the garage and seeing what we can do with it, to be fair. But yeah, so far so good. The thing is, we're now building up this fleet of trucks, and I've always said from the start I don't want to buy a truck, and we haven't done so, other than buying back at the GMC after we sold it. Buy tyres, but that's not buying a new vehicle, is it? That's just buying one back that we had to sell to make money at the time. It's going to be, the issue is going to be when we decide what we're using for what job. And I know you should take the characteristics of each truck into account and go from there. But I'm one of these people that likes enjoying using a variety of equipment and things, and I don't know. I think I'm going to find it tough to try and change what I'm using all the time. Especially if we know something's very capable, we're going to want to use that more. But then that defeats the whole point of, you know, doing things as you go, kind of thing with trucks. I'm trying to. I know what I'm trying to say, but yeah, that's going to change things when you have a job that you know a truck is good for, but you've used it for the past 2 episodes in a row. I'm going to then go in and say, oh, we need to use something else, but this can get it done in the quickest time. We should use that, and that could become a problem for me, as I want to rotate the trucks where possible, but also understand the limitations. There's no point in the fleet star to do a job it can't physically do because it'll take us twice as long if we even complete it, whereas we can send a truck that we know will do the job. But I think we've got a couple of vehicles now that are really, really strong in terms of engine power, power to weight ratio, and they feel really good to drive, and that's the Pacific P-16 and the International Transstar. The only other one that's probably in that list, but just right at the bottom, is not the twin steer. Twin steer, yeah, twin steer, the one with the permanent back. That's the only one that probably is at the bottom of that powerful truck kind of bit. And then you've got the Fleet Star, the GMC, the Chevrolet Kodiak at the not so powerful, smaller job kind of bit. But away from that, we have done it. That is the first stage of the bridge built. Stage 1 complete. So now we need another lot of metal beams and concrete blocks. But we have an issue. Drummond Island doesn't have any concrete blocks. The only things we can pick up here, there's 2 trailers. One is a flatbed with bits at the back that I can't remember the name of. A ramped flatbed, that's the one. There's a ramped flatbed trailer with metal beams, and then there is a scout flatbed with metal beams. That's it. There are no concrete blocks to be found. I think the ramped flatbed does have something else on it, but it's not what we need. So because of that, I'm thinking we're heading back to Smithfield Dam. Now, we could just recover the Pacific P-16 and drive it from the garage up to the warehouse, which is a long, twisty mountain drive. Pick up what we need, job done. I don't want to do that for several reasons. One, it's kind of cheating just to recover it, to drive it back. There's no real need to recover it. It's not damaged enough. It's not, you know, we can still need to use it. So we don't want to do that. Also, we have these trailers laying around everywhere, and we've got an option now to actually take it back, because near the warehouse that has the concrete blocks in is a trailer shop. So we can sell this trailer, the one we've got on the back of us now, the Sideboard trailer. We're not going to get a massive amount of money for it, but it stops it being laying around, essentially. We spoke about this previously about going around grabbing all the trailers when we're done. I still don't know if I'm doing it on camera or off camera. I haven't done anything off camera other than getting to somewhere ready to go on a job. That's all I've done off camera generally. So I don't know whether to do it on camera, off camera, with all the different things. But we do need to start trying to take them back as we go, I think, the trailers. Or we leave them and we just lose the money on not selling them, which isn't the end of the world. But if we can, I think we should take them back. So that's another reason why we shouldn't just recover the P-16, because we won't then take a trailer back with us. And as I say, I don't really want to drive. I find it a bit cheating just to go, okay, we found a new truck, let's recover it, job done. When there's still a need to use it currently. We could swap straight into the Transtar and then drive that to Smithfield Dam and pick up what we need. But we've used the Transtar. We haven't really given the P-16 that much to do so far. This is really the first time we're driving it properly. So I think I want to carry the P-16, hence why we're not just going to recover and go from there. At some point we will, and at some point we'll check out the upgrades and things on the Pacific P-16, but until then I think just hold it off a little bit. We'll just get done what we can get done. And you may have noticed when we was putting in the route, I was thinking about what we need to do on the way. So besides the trailer, the Chevrolet CK1500 is also on its side. If you saw the last episode we were exploring, yes, last watchtower, weren't it? The Scout 800 rolled over coming down the hill, and this was currently rolled over. I can't remember why this was rolled over, because we had to bring in the Chevrolet to rescue the Scout 800 originally. I can't remember why it's rolled over. There must have been something done. Anyway, while we're passing it, I think it's worth putting it back on 4 wheels, because we're going to need to get across to where the Scout 800 is to get that back on its feet and then finish the mission that's nearby, which is explore abandoned ship, I believe. So I thought on the way to Smithfield Dam we may as well grab the Chevrolet, get it back on its wheels. We're not going to drive it anywhere, may just park it up, but we're not going to take it anywhere. But it's a case of I want it to be able to be used next time we need it, rather than, oh, I forgot about it, it's still on its side. So let's see if we can winch this to us and kind of put it back on its wheels as we go along. Hopefully it will. I think this is a more powerful winch, or maybe an extended winch. We have put an extended winch on a twin steer, I think it was. And I think this has something similar. Just looking at how that pulled that towards it. But we need it on wheels. That's going the wrong way, that's not helping. Come on. Just flip yourself over. There we go. Oh. Stay. Don't be silly. There we go. We can actually again. 4 for a minute. It's going to roll the other way then. Okay. Let's quickly swap trucks. We're going to quickly go and park up the Chevrolet. It's got a little bit of damage, but it's okay. And as I say, I think this will be needed to go and grab the Scout vehicle. Or this goes to do the ship mission, which is near where the Scout 100 is, and we just recover the Scout. There is always that option. I really enjoy using the Scout, so I don't really want to recover it either while we still do things with it. We know there's a trailer here that is a Scout trailer with metal beams. You know, I kind of want to move that with one of them, but it's going to be something we need. And I know there's metal beams needed now, but it'll be quicker doing what we're doing now than it would be to go and get that trailer. So, yeah, it's something to think about. I'm in two minds, to be fair, about what I'm doing with that. But yeah, I think we may end up just recovering the Scout 800. Chevrolet finishes off the ship mission that's nearby to it, and go from there, I think, in that regard. I don't think we need them elsewhere, the Scout vehicles, currently. That's the other thing. Right, trailer's back on. We've just got to try and get back onto the road properly without causing ourselves a mischief. And then it is Smithfield Dam. Here we come. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Things can still go wrong. Hence, we're not being able to grab this trailer properly. It is a turning circle that I'm finding difficult with this. Just because I'm so used to other things turning fairly sharply. That worked really well. But, yeah, this is not happening. Come on. What I need to do is I need to get to where the hook is, and currently I can't. Winch connected. Come on. Kind of working, kind of not. It's not really doing what I want it to do. Okay. I'm not leaving without the trailer. I think it'd be a waste. Come on. It's there. It's coming. A lot of this was down just to the lack of turning circle on the road kind of thing that caused me the issue. I just couldn't get what I wanted from it. But we've got it now. We're connected. Yeah. I can't say why it was so difficult. So, Smithfield Dam, just around the corner here. We'll get to the travel point and then we'll head there and see what we need to do. Obviously, we're going to sell this trailer because I think we need 3 slots. No, 4 slots. Metal beams are 2. I'm not sure if concrete blocks are 1 slot or 2 slots. But I know metal beams are 2 slots. So potentially we need a 3 to 4 slot trailer, I think. Here we are, Smithfield Dam. So here we are in Smithfield Dam, trailer on as well. We're going to go to the trader store first, then to the warehouse, and then pick up what we need. Now, one thing I always forget is put lights on. I always forget, I don't know why. I have had a thought as we was travelling through there. Now, there is a small, and I mean a very small chance that this can't have a trailer on it, like proper trailer on it, like a saddle one. We may only be able to get a small one. If that's the case, we've got to do 2 trips. Because I'm just thinking maybe this can only have a certain type of back on it, which means it can't carry other trailers. I don't know if there's any pull-along trailers like this one that are maybe long, have more slots. In fact, actually, the ramp flatbed does, I think. We might be alright. Whilst we're here, if we ever pass fuel, it's worth a little top-up because you just never know when you're going to come across more fuel. So I do try and top up regularly if I can. Turn the circle with the Pacific P-16 again, causing problems. But this is the trader store. It's right next to the warehouse. We haven't got far to go once we've done this. So we need to sell the trailer we've got. It's not going to be worth that much. And then we need to find the trailer that fits the Pacific P-16. Minimum, I'm saying, of 4 slots to be safe on the 2 items we need. Metal beams are 2, and concrete blocks are either 1 or 2. You may also notice the missions disappeared. Now the reason for that is because we're on a different map, on Smithfield Dam. So, and that mission is not on the Smithfield Dam. I think that's the reason anyway. Okay, how does this work? I don't know if I need it connected or separate. Have we sold a trailer before? I'm not sure we have. Yeah, there we go. It's done? Perfect. Right, what do we need? So that's a big old trailer. Very, very long. So it looks like we can have trailers that need saddles on as well. Don't know if we can do both types, high and low saddle, but we can have them. They're extremely long, aren't they? That's connected on the back, not on the actual vehicle itself. Not a fan of the back ones like that. What we got? 3 axle. Okay. Not 100% au fait of what everything all means, but we've bought a trailer. This is the wide flatbed 3 axle semi. 7,500 it cost us to buy, and it does have 5 slots. This might be too big for what we need it for. It may be too wide, as it is called wide. I'm just I wanted something that suits the P-16, but also at the same time can carry what we need. I'm now second guessing myself things too wide. We'll know more once we get into things. Just thinking with the lack of turning circle the Pacific has, is a big trailer that's worth having on the back. Don't know, to be fair. So it's something to think about going forward. Is whether that's a good idea, bad idea. But for the time being, it's on anyway, so we'll use it now. Okay. I need to turn around. As you can see, it's not going particularly well. I thought this would be fairly simple to turn, but actually, it's not. I'm not very good at reversing trailers anyway, and I think this one, because of its length, doesn't really help me in that regard. No one's coming to our rescue either. It's down to us to do this. Come on. Just got to get it to go where I need it to go. All of this was so we just don't have to face the opposite way when we go to leave, but I don't think we've got a choice. I think we have to pick up what we need and then swing it round. I just don't see another way around it, to be fair. Okay, let's pick up what we need. So concrete blocks and metal beams. Concrete blocks first, metal beams. Oh, so concrete blocks are only one slot. I wasn't sure. I was umming and ahhing whether there were two. I knew the metal beams were two. So we needed 3 slots in total. So a bit overkill with the 5-slot trailer. But it may be the trailer we keep with the Pacific P-16 if it doesn't prove to be an issue because it's so wide. Although it is the same width, I think, looking at it, as the Pacific. So that's something at least. Right, we're going to turn around and get back onto the main road, destroying the fence here. It bothers me if we destroy the fence. We're not the ones dealing with it afterwards. Okay, we're good to go. We've got what we need. We now need to head back to Drummond Island, which isn't too far of a journey, and then from there we decide what's next. I think once the port is done, we do need to have a look at the mission that went wrong, which was notes. I was driving at the same time. It was a bit tricky. Was it? Oh, harbour delivery. That was it. So harbour delivery was the one we failed miserably because we had no bridges to use. After we'd already failed with the Transstar previously. So because of that fail, we've got to be careful now. We want to make sure we get this done. So I think we fixed the bridge, and if there's time left in the episode, we quickly go and explore the port, just to make sure there's nothing else that's going to cause us an issue. There's no rock slide we need to do something about first or anything like that. I think it's definitely worth going there ahead of time and just checking before we decide, you know, to bring the equipment over. We could even use the Pacific to bring the equipment, to be fair. Although I'm not sure I want the lack of turning circle, because if you remember, the equipment is a big. I think it's 2 slots. It might only be 2 slots, but it's a big cargo container. No, it's 4 slots actually, I think. But big cargo container, which isn't really fantastic for turning anyway, so something to think about anyway. But Drummond Island, we're back. Right, we're back on Drummond Island. Trailer on the back. We've got what we need. The metal beams, concrete blocks. I was getting confused with it because I added the other mission back up again. I'm thinking, don't need to take to the port. No, we need to do something else first. Okay, so this should be a fairly simple journey back to where the bridge location is. Main road all the way. I suppose the only bit I'm worried about is coming down to that bridge with this trailer. That's going to be tight. But I suppose this is when we're going to see whether the trailer is any good or not. Especially with the Pacific P-16. Because that turning down the hill into where we need to build the bridge is extremely tight with rocks on one side. So that's something that we'll see what happens when we get there, I think. I will say with this load on the back, and this is obviously the heaviest load the Pacific P-16's pulled so far, you know, weight-wise, metal beams, concrete blocks, they're going to weigh a decent amount. I know the trailer has 2 spare slots, but even so, there's still a decent amount of weight on the back. Doesn't seem to have an issue with it though. Does seem to be handling it fairly well, which is important. There's no point, you know, having a vehicle that doesn't handle it very well. So far so good, but time will tell. Obviously, I'd say the Transstar probably could have done this absolutely fine. But I don't know. I'm kind of losing trust in the Transstar a little bit. And plus, I wanted to use a new vehicle. To be fair, it's always nice to have a new vehicle and use it for the first time. Right, this road isn't too bad, as I say. There's a bit of mud on this bit. We are going to hit the tarmac pretty soon. Just going to navigate around these areas first. Being a bit careful. Obviously, we don't want to tip the trailer too far or make it go over because we will lose the cargo. We don't have a crane nearby either. So, without the crane, we're not going to be able to recover it. So, we do need to be careful here. Come on, slowly does it. I'm going to get in there. Come on. What are we getting stuck on? That's the problem with night time, is not being able to see. It could be a tree branch is stopping us. It could be a rock we've got something stuck on. Being able to see what's around you can be tricky at night. And I don't generally skip time. Just personal preference. our guy, we never sleep. Admittedly, our guy stays awake 24/7, 7 days a week. You know, more than happy. He's an insomniac. He doesn't need to sleep. But I've completely forgot my train of thought there. Oh, there we go. Skipping time. But the downside to driving in the dark is obviously you can't always see what's stopping you moving. So that was something stopping us there. That's my whole point. I completely lost track. Oh, it's been one of those days so far. But we are getting there at the very least. Okay, bit of a hill. Let's see how we do with the weight on the back as well. We have had issues with hills in the Pacific so far. Doesn't seem to be too bad, to be fair. Still grinding its way through and up. Yeah, definitely getting there. I'm assuming we can be ambushed. Not ambushed in this, not a wrong thing. I'm assuming that's completely wrong train of thought there. I don't know what I was going to say. I lost my train. Getting to this point, I'm trying to think. Right, we're going to be careful when we get around the corners because I'm worried about it. I completely went off on a tangent. So ignore that. So that was the bit I was worried about: the turning circle of the Pacific and the trailer. That bit was the one bit I was worried about. But actually, fairly simple. Handled it really well. So, this is done. We've built the bridge. Metal beams going in, and the concrete blocks. And that is the mission complete. 10 Hut is done. And we've been promoted. Rank 14. Nice. So I believe rank 14 is what we needed to get the bigger roof carrier for the Chevrolet CK1500. So it carry more fuel. I think it can carry more parts to fix things. And it's actually going to be, I think it can carry more fuel than the Scout. That's something we'll have to have a look at once we get it back to a garage, which there's no rush to do. But yeah, I think we're at the right rank for that now. I think. I could be wrong. So, the drilling equipment mission harbour delivery we failed previously because we couldn't get to the port because of all the bridges. I think before we do the mission, which we'll look at in the next episode, let's go and have a look at the port itself. We're in the Pacific anyway. We'll just go there from here. Spend the next couple of minutes at the end of the episode to have a look at the port. There may be something here to pick up. There may be an upgrade. There may be, I don't know, a mission maybe at the port itself. But now we have access to it. Let's just have a quick scout ahead, just to make sure that when we do the drilling equipment in the next episode, there shouldn't be any issues. That's my hope anyway. Oh, this is a bit tight again. It's a quick right followed by a quick left. Pacific though not doing too badly with it. Like I say, I really thought with this wide trailer and the Pacific being as wide as it is and its slow turning and its small turning circle, I thought we'd struggle, but that wasn't too bad. Okay, surface wise, bit of mud, but looking at the map, we are heading to some normal tarmac. That's the area we could have come across previously without going across the bridge, although I've just noticed there's a gap in the road. I don't know if there's water we got past there. But yeah, there was an off-road kind of way to the port. I wasn't keen on doing it with the drilling equipment, so we needed this bridge open for that. So I don't think we're ever going to use that route. I'm very surprised if I need to at any point. But it's nice now as we approach the tarmac. Perfect. We should see some speed now from the P-16, to be fair. Over the rocks. Doesn't seem to have an issue with rocks. I've noticed it just seems to go over them nicely. No damage either. Sometimes you get suspension damage from the rocks. Okay, tarmac's run out already. Didn't last so long, did it? Didn't really get any speed up, I don't think, because it wasn't long enough. But yeah, a lot of twisty turns here going to the port. It's not a smooth journey by any means. Lots of rocks around. But we're doing okay with it, I think. P-16's not been any issues really. And that turning circle isn't affecting us as badly as I thought it would. Really did think it was going to be an issue. But yeah, so far so good. Right, we must be nearly there now. I think the new tarmac when it appears will actually tell us we're there. There we go. And here we are. Okay, so this is the port itself. Let's have a quick look around. There may be something here to pick up. There may not be. I don't think it's definitely worth a little scout, just in case. Got to be aware that we're not very good at reversing this trailer, so that could be an issue. Nothing's showing up yet. There is that big area to the left there that I think probably needs a quick look to see if there's anything there. Remember, there are hidden upgrades. There are upgrades that don't show up because of watchtowers and things. You have to actually be near them for them to show up on the map. So there is always that option there. There may be some trailers here as well we can pick up. I don't know. You never know. Doesn't look like there's anything this side. Let's go and see what's on the other side. Whoa, camera's not liking that. That's the container carrier that most ports have to put containers down on. So cargo management, so we can pick up drilling equipment from there. Okay. Oh no, that's just delivery, isn't it? What is that? Okay, so we've seen one of those before. I've got a feeling that's got to go somewhere, either Island Lake or Smithfield Dam. That is a big trailer. We've done one previously on Black River with the Fleet Star, and it struggled immensely. But that looks like we're going to have to do another one at some point. But there's not anything here, nothing to pick up, nothing to see or do. And that's it. I think we're done for the day. Massive thank you guys for watching this episode. We have managed to get the bridge done from Drummond Island to the port. Next episode, we'll try again at harbour delivery. But until then, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you very soon.